lose. Now I'm not the one confused. Call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now. Y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're just freaked out. Get ready for defeat now. I'm gonna make you bleed out. Listen on repeat now and weed out all the weak now. Get up.
Okay. You're live, brother.
No. In a group, reboot, share, and just give it a few moments.
So this is number 2.
I thought that one was 2.
This one right here is 2. No,
that one's 3. This one's 4.
So that one's 2. So that's all the way down. Okay.
Yeah. I played with things before you got here.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
How we doing today, bud?
Everything's pretty good. Sorry we're late, everybody. That was completely 1,000% my fault. We're on CP time today, as in clack people time.
I was gonna say college people.
Clack people time today, because it was all me. So
college folks, I've noticed, are always the ones that run the latest.
Man, and I was really like doing good until I really lost my glasses, y'all. Like, I don't know.
Hey, meat freak, I'm gonna be so I've given up on Texas because buying power is jack shit. I'm gonna be in your neck of the woods up toward Lake City.
Lake City.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they call it a city. It's like a third the size of Flint, but it has everything I need. Walmart. There's everything I need right there. Walmart. How's
Good
everyone?
afternoon, everybody.
Mama O'Quill here from the beginning, as always.
Good afternoon.
So, did you catch council? No. You had a school board meeting.
Yeah. No, I did go to the council meeting after the board meeting, so yeah, I did go up there.
Man, I'm glad I didn't. That got out of hand. Paul was looking for people. Like, his numbers must be plummeting or something without Mays to antagonize.
Like, the thing about it is, I'm all for, getting your pictures and getting your footage, so you can have
make your money, right?
Yeah, make your money. But when you start doing the scumbag stuff, like putting your camera all in people's face, like and almost antagonizing people, you know what I mean? Like come on, man. Like
simple rule of thumb: if there's space, at least enough room between you and someone else, that your elbow can pass.
It's not even that. These phones are very smart.
Yeah,
they got Zoom, so you can stand across the room and zoom your phone in like you were standing right next to the person.
Yeah, you don't have
to
see all
be
my open pores.
Hey, there
right?
you go. Like, you don't have to be right there. You know what I'm saying? Like right there next to somebody. That's like you intentionally antagonizing somebody.
Yeah,
that
right.
would piss me off if you just, you know what I mean?
I mean, he walked right up on her, getting out, throwing his phone in her face, like right here. Mm-hmm. There was no elbow room. There's a reason they call it elbow room. Mm-hmm. And then when she does this, I mean, I saw his own feed. She does this, just, hey, you're in my space. Oh, did you just punch me? And then you see Liddell's head whip around like the Exorcist just came in. We have a resident assaulting a resident.
That's funny because when I remember when.
Damn right it is.
I don't know what happened between Jasmine and Eva, but the funny thing is she didn't see that either. But she didn't make a decision to punish anyone because she didn't see it.
No,
she obviously, we were watching. She didn't see this incident either, but she was very vocal about, you know what I'm saying, a resident assaulting another resident, and the outcome was completely different.
It was,
but she didn't see either one though.
And then Chief Green, like, you guys know my feelings on Chief Green. I don't think he is the best police chief in the world. I don't think I think he's educated, just not in the realm of law enforcement. At least a lot of the stuff that you need to know if you've been on the street, right?
Well, he's been a police officer for a minute. I remember when
probably a desk jockey.
No, he was before he was he came from Mount Morris, I think. Like, I think he was Mount Morris or Mount Morris Township chief. Mm-hmm. But before that, he was a sheriff deputy. And I remember a couple of years back, like 2014 or no, it must have like maybe It was a while back though. My house was broken into, and I called 911, and they was trying to like they didn't really do nothing. Like they was like, well, whatever. How do we know you didn't break in your own house? And I'm like, what the fuck?
That sounds like some Colorado Springs police right there.
But so I ended up having to call my mom. Like mom. So my mom called Chief Green, who was in like deputy or somebody Green.
Hey, big brother.
So and then they came, but even the moral of that story is you gotta have to have like it sucks. You had to have like a title to get somebody to come to your house. You know what I'm saying? With somebody breaking your house.
Well, it just blows my mind, right? Like, okay, he's been a cop for X, Y, and Z years. He doesn't know the difference in firearms. He doesn't know anything about EOD, which explosive ordnance disposal, I don't mind him not knowing. That is a very niche skill. But he has an entire bomb squad like that he can call up there and talk to. Remember when they found C4 in a junkyard car's door?
Oh.
Yeah, that was what I want to say November of 22.
Wow.
Yeah. And he comes out and says, if that car had been in an accident, it could have been a mass casualty situation. No, that's not how C4 works.
It's gotta have a charger, right?
It uses a certain shock wave from a blast cap. It has to be exact. If not, you've just got smashed putty.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's just like Play-Doh if it's just like sitting there by itself. But if you don't have like something to make it go boom and plug it up to something else.
Yeah. Or we've set it on fire and used it to cook stuff before. I mean, this stuff is extremely stable. Why? Because soldiers don't like carrying things that aren't stable. Who knew? And then, going back, he didn't know. He thought that what I took to counsel was an AR style. That thing don't look like no AR.
No, it don't look like nothing.
And then getting into the meat and potatoes of it, which no one really cares, it operates more like an AK on the inside.
Okay.
So, yeah, sneaky green. So he doesn't know the things that I think he should know, or he doesn't speak to the people that do know. When conferring, he just opens his mouth. But then he decides because she's an older lady and he's sick, he needs cuffs on her? Really? Like,
so they actually handcuffed Mother Liz?
I think they were talking about it, and then he was finally talked out, but he wanted cuffs on her. Like, bro.
That's crazy.
And then we go 5 minutes prior to all that, after Paul had called this nice elderly lady the B word. I don't want to say it because someone's going to take it out of context.
Man, he lucky. He lucky, man, because that's some type of stuff that somebody would really wait to see you outside. I'm like, I'm gonna catch you outside. You catching me calling my mama all out her name. Like, you can't do that to everybody.
No, you can't do that to anybody, really. Like, especially in Flint and the political circles around here, whether they're people in office or not, everyone knows someone, right? She knows a few people. She has garnered respect. She's very well liked. I've sat there and I've bullshitted with her for over an hour. I like the lady. That might not even be a catch you outside. That's a fuck it, we're here.
Now, here's the thing. I didn't know all of this had occurred until, because like you said, I was at my own board meeting.
Yep.
So when I got to City Hall after our meeting, it went very successfully. It was, in and out. But when I got there, I ran into Sister Audrey, so I'm like, hey.
And Stephanie Rogers pops up. Sister Audrey would not let him touch her.
And that's what she told me. So when I got there, she's like, yeah, did you see what happened? And I'm like, no, what happened? You know what I mean? And she's telling me, I'm like, they arrested Miss Liz. And she was like, no, they didn't arrest her, but they escorted her out. So she told me she's
thinking about it.
So as this is going on, like as I'm standing there talking to her about this, here come Paul. So, Paul walk out the thing. I didn't know what was that he had just caused this whole whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so he come, me and Sister Audrey talking, and I forgot who else was standing there. I can't remember who. Was it Mickey? Was Mickey's sister there? That might have been who it was.
Mickey's sister shows up periodically.
I think that might have been.
But she's also working like a lot.
Okay, that might not have been who it was, but I can't remember who was standing there. But and he walks in between us, and I'm like, damn, Paul, you can't say excuse me? Like that's rude. Like, there was plenty of room for you to walk around on either side, but he chose to walk directly in between me and Sister Audrey talking. and I didn't even know. So I probably would have checked his temp if I'd have known all this other stuff had happened. You know what I mean? Like, wait a minute.
I'm glad you didn't. And I saw a comment here. Where are the men in this town?
Yeah. See,
well, I understand the sentiment behind that. Like, definitely stand up for women.
Mm-hmm.
Stand up for people you respect. Stand up for elders.
Mm-hmm.
However, I did see footage of Rich Jones, and I don't necessarily get along with the man. We'll sit there and we'll bullshit. We'll have a smoke outside.
Rich ain't about to let that shit happen either, though.
No. We'll step outside, we'll have a cigarette, and we'll just bullshit. But we don't call each other out of the blue. We don't really hang out. None of that. I like his reaction. He imposed himself because he is a bigger dude, in terms of height, and he is broad, but he's not fat. I'm not saying he's fat. Rich, I'm not calling you fat. Anyway, he imposed himself in between the situation and tried to de-escalate it as best he could. That's the type of reaction I'm really looking for when it comes to these heated situations at council. Because anytime we lose our cool, they play it off as we're a bunch of emotional X, Y, and Z's, that we can't control ourselves, that we're violent, that we're just there to cause chaos. So I have to commend Rich just putting himself in the middle of that situation calmly and trying to de-escalate. Because otherwise it just derides everything we're trying to do. And I get being caught up in the heat of the moment. At the same time, good job, Rich.
Nah, I'm going to just be honest with you. I'm a work in progress.
Yeah, we all are. But
I'm just saying, like, this politics thing is new to me. Like, I'm a work in progress. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I just, I have to be, I've become a lot more conscious and a lot more, let's think twice. And
think twice, mouth once.
Right. So it's like right before a situation happens, there's always a battle between this guy on this shoulder and this guy on this shoulder.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, prime example, that day with the whole canoe shoe incident. Like, it's like, okay, I'm going outside the front door at City Hall. Like, I know what I'm going outside for. Like, let me not go outside for that reason. Let me see what's up. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I knew, it's like, that's when he had the whole metal detector thing. Like, I knew that he didn't have no gun. So,
I mean, that metal detector was kind of worthless anyway.
But there was somebody else I was listening to on YouTube that was talking about, they was complaining about their town having metal detectors in City Hall. I can't remember exactly who it was. I watched something.
I mean, state by state, some states completely cool. This state, not allowed. We'll see how things change. I prefer they not. I don't like to say what it actually means, because what being able to carry your rifles, your pistols, your whatever, one is for self-protection. I do like to say that. Dude tried to mug me back in like January, December after attending a city council meeting. I luckily had my pistol on me.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Mug. Okay. Mug. Okay. My definition of mug is somebody was looking at you real.
No, like dude,
rob you.
Dude, like straight up said, give me what you have.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
How about you give me a ride? No. I don't want you to die.
Like, I'm mugging you right now.
Yeah, that different kind of mug.
Okay.
We're talking like violent incursion, theft, and robbery.
Right.
So, hand comes right here, back up, put my left hand out, like, dude, we need to break up right now. We need to split. You go your way, I go mine. I don't care. It's cold. We're both going home tonight. That's how I want this to play out. It ended up playing out like that. Great. At the same time, if I didn't have this, I don't know what would have happened. But the biggest reason that it was written in there like that, it's an implicit, I don't want a warning. Hey guys, don't get carried away with your power. The folks have power of our own type deal. That's what it has always meant to be, especially when Michigan became a state. This was a quote frontier state. It was a wild state. There were Indians or natives, but back then Indians. Okay. That's what they had. So
yeah, Miss Bev, I'm sorry.
I enjoy that. She's awesome.
She said mean mug versus Rob mug.
Yeah. There's been other things. usually when I do attend, except for lately, because of all these incidents happening at City Council, City Hall, I'm trying not to attend because all someone has to say is, he's got a... Nope. Then I've got like 6 cops tackling me because they can always get a shift of cops in there in like a heartbeat, but we can't get 1 cop down our street when people are shooting. I don't need 6 cops tackling all that. I'm just best not to go. I'll watch from home. Yeah. I mean, it hurts that I can't voice my opinion to City Council in person, but I know they watch. That's cool. And also, thank you guys for getting the video taken down from Wednesday on Facebook. Much appreciated, assholes. Nothing better to do than to sit here and try to troll us by getting things taken down. Or
stop upping Blicky on everybody.
Up in what?
Stop upping your poll. No.
I was asked. I showed. It was educational.
Leave the stick alone. Leave the Blicky.
It was educational, but no, it's staying still.
Yeah.
But yeah. But then we had another incident just before that. Lady gets handcuffed and walked out. I think they're trying to arrest her. Thankfully, it got de-escalated again for excessive clapping.
That was
excessive clapping. What the fuck is this? The NFL? Excessive celebration in the end zone, 10-yard penalty?
There is no law that says you can't clap. Like the crazy part is, I'm just basing everything on how the school board goes. Like, we can't address people by name. No. Like, say if Trevor Berryhill comes and he says, Mike Clack, I don't like your shirt today, and I can't say, well, Trevor Berryhill, I can't address you. Like, I can't do that.
Sir,
I can't even, but it's funny how they just will call people by name. Like, you hear Rich Jones' name all the time, you hear Arthur Woodson name all the time. I don't know.
I mean, it catches me because they've called Winters out. They called her name. Actually, Second Ward did, while she was writing an obituary. She wasn't even speaking.
Yeah.
It was a man behind her shouting out while she is writing a heartfelt and loving obituary. Winters Hall, that is your first warning. Mm-hmm. I can just imagine what's going through Winters' head right now. Was my pen too loud? What's going on? Right?
Yeah.
It's just, but for clapping. So what is this? Grade school now? Sit down, shut up, and listen to us?
Yeah.
Do as we say?
Not grade school. This is like I don't know, dictatorship. This is like it's crazy because you have to be there. Like, you can watch it on the phone, but it's not the same. It's you have to be there. The feeling is it's different when you get there.
And the lady, she had a good point when they're trying to tell her she has to leave for clapping. She gets up, walks to the podium. She knows she's leaving anyway. Mm-hmm. Might as well, throw caution to the wind. Say, everyone needs to come here. Everyone needs to voice their opinions here. Mm-hmm. Get up off your couch and come here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She's exactly right. Mm-hmm. That place needs to be packed. Because if there's only a few people that show up, and majority of the people that do show up do not like what City Council is doing, but they feel that is not, it's not packed with people, showing their disapproval. So therefore they must have tacit approval.
No,
that's just people.
It almost doesn't seem like it would matter. You know what I mean? Like, and it's funny because when you go into these places, I know it can be intimidating when you go up to the lectern and speak. It can be intimidating.
I still shake.
Yeah, even it just walking into a meeting. Like, I was looking at the, when I was sitting on the board floor the other day, and I'm looking at some of the students that we had come up, and they was like, "Oh, I don't want to talk," and I'm like, "Just calm down." But then again, it can be kind of intimidating when you come in. Even when you walk in City Council chambers, like the lights and they sitting up there, it can be kind of intimidating. So you can't really expect, people that aren't exposed to that lifestyle, to come down there and really voice their opinion, because they be like, man, I ain't about to come down there with all them TV cameras and Paul got that pole over there with all them things hanging off of it and everybody looking at me.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what Paul's trying to do. I get that he's broadcasting to YouTube, and all that. At the same time, I feel like he's also trying to contact ET's home world, ET phone home.
It's almost like to me, it's 2024, bro.
Mhm.
You've been doing this for a long time. Get your shit together. It looked like you look real amateurish out here. You know what I mean? Like you got a control center in the. Then he pulled up in that old ass ambulance. Like I'm like, what is that? Like the Ghostbuster joint. You know, like he got it. But I'm
willing to bet he's got like 3 TVs in there and he's like controlling shit. But most of the time he's probably got a cot back there that he's sleeping in.
That's crazy, man. I just it's one thing about professionalism is looking the part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like looking the part. When you see him, and I'm not just, talking crazy because I don't like him or anything. I just disapprove of him. No, I just don't like him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna just be real. I just don't like dogs. You know what I mean? But just when you look like you're supposed to look like you representing your business.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to look like you want people to seek your business. He looked like he want people to push him away.
Yeah. I mean, myself and my brother, we both know this. My dad owned a pest control company for years. Before we moved to Arizona, we were in Texas. He owned a lingerie shop and a web browser business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or a web server. Whenever he would wake up in the mornings, first thing he'd do, shower, get dressed, and then
oops, my bad.
Damn, sorry, always Trevor, a phone.
My bad. It's
but
always
then he
mine
would stand
too.
in a mirror, and he went back to Navy standards with himself, right? So it was a button-up yellow shirt, and he'd make sure that was in line with his zipper line on his pants, and then he'd make sure his belt buckle was in line with that. He had the complete gig line going.
Mm-hmm.
He made sure everything was pressed, and he looked professional. Why? Because you want people to come up and talk to you. Or if not even talk to you, at least look at you
and say, I wonder what he do.
Or, he had Merit Pest Control here. So,
right.
Okay, that business presents itself well. Paul looks like a bum, a straight up bum. Dude fucking crawled out of whatever shack, found some random clothes on the street, dirty, muddy, holes in them everywhere. He just threw those on and somehow got to city council. Like he just wandered in.
Like, it was funny that day. He had on the sunglasses Winters had on. I'm like, you got us some girls.
I mean, I see it here. Paul's cheap.
But I'm done talking. I'm done
cheap.
giving him that energy, man. It's just like, bro, if you want people to be looking at you, you know what I mean? Like, if you just say, hey, man, I wonder, can I get somebody to record some bullshit? You know what I'm saying? I just got this is my, I'm shooting basketball in the driveway. I need somebody to record. You looking like, okay, Paul got some bullshit. Let me go and get that. Let me go. He ain't gonna charge me much. Let me. Like.
Yeah, Paul looks like secondhand business.
Yeah, it's
the type that's gonna cut corners. And I'm not saying this is him actually, but the way that he presents himself, the way he dresses, the way he acts, the way he does things. If I were a potential customer, I'd look at him and say, he looks like he's gonna cut corners, overcharge me, and be late doing it all. I mean,
and then he like try to get all the content. Like you didn't pay him for like 3 different sessions, and then he tried to get all the content in 1.5 sessions. It's like he rushing you in the scenes, and it's like, wait a minute, man, what you doing? I got like, yeah, I can see that.
Chill, bro.
Yeah.
And then what did he do? He took another YouTube channel, and he hit them with a copyright strike for using his footage. Problem is, when there's a copyright strike on YouTube, it listens real quick, and then it just processes. Had the person who owned the second page that Paul reported disputed it, that's a public meeting. That is not something that you can copyright or hold the rights to. Unfortunately, he went along with it, so now he has to pay Paul to use his videos and content to make shorts on YouTube.
I just think
it's rather sad.
I don't know. All right, next topic. Talking about this. Let's talk about real homeless people, not just ones that look like it.
Shit. Last shot.
So, no, No, but speaking of homeless people, like I drove past that little intersection on coming right out of downtown, right by Career Alliance.
Mhm.
That I forget the name of that. Is it Detroit Street and is that Fifth?
Detroit and Fifth?
I don't know. Is that right there where Career Alliance and what street is that, y'all?
Oh, right across from the Center for Hope.
Yeah, yep.
I know
Like that
that
little
place.
island right there.
Mhm.
Man, I don't know how you could be a mayor or a council person or a state representative or anybody with some type of influence and ride past there and see all them homeless people.
They don't.
I can't.
They pull around the other way.
I hate that. Yeah.
It crushes me because I have to roll by that Monday through Thursday
Yeah.
about 8:45, 8:50.
Mm-hmm.
Get my daughter to school. And as I'm driving by, I see a congregation of people there.
Mm-hmm.
During the winter, everyone was crammed inside that little bus stop thing.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
They were crammed in there just trying to keep warm because they had
Yeah.
nowhere else to go. During the summer, we're hopefully going to see some disbursement. They can go out and not freeze their balls off, try to get something done for the day. We do have a homeless problem here in Flint, whether they want to acknowledge it or not.
Yeah.
And it's going up.
Mm-hmm. It's about to go up even more because they keep all these like all this stuff going on. I was about to cuss.
Yes, Anthony. But speaking of that, right? While I was looking for a new home down in Florida, and I called you about this, I think yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I also called Aunt Judy about it. And I saw this home, and at the very bottom it said this is a Fannie Mae rebuild or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, what the hell is this? Because we've all heard of Fannie Mae, fucking student loans.
Student loan people. Yeah. You don't answer them calls.
This is something different. They take old homes, renovate, and sell.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, well, I looked through reviews and non-partial, just on the internet, not off that site. And a lot of people really liked what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They also buy up these homes, renovate, and then sell to community conscious investors. So people who want to, make a buck or two, obviously, but also have a focus on the community or the neighborhoods that these homes are in, instead of just turning it into like a duplex for whoever to move into and try to change the entire, atmosphere or culture of the area. It's no, we're going to buy it and we're going to make sure someone from the area gets this home type deal. That's the type of businesses they sell to. And while you and I were on the phone, I looked up some of their homes here in Flint that they're selling. There's several for under $30,000 that you can buy. $30,000 that you can become a homeowner here in Flint. And there are some that are up to 100K over, nice brick homes,
Course, yeah.
X, Y, and Z. But these are affordable. And, I did call Judy because wife's aunt and such. I called her. I'm like, hey, have you talked with these
Wait a
people?
minute. I got to put this one up here.
All right.
It says, I respect Paul for all that he has been for Flint. Without his commitment to record for years, we would not have known about Flint Council shenanigans and Councilman Mays. After Monday meeting, I'm officially off the Paul train. Tear that ass up and kick back with no kickback from me. Yeah, now here's the thing. Like, I kept my comments to myself about Paul for a long time. Because I suspected what we already know now, that he edits the content.
Yeah.
I mean,
he will delete comments, and he allows just straight racist to run in there.
Right.
You know how many racial slurs and terms I've seen in those comments that he hasn't deleted?
Yeah. So that's why that's my issue with him. Like, we don't even know, all for all these years, if we were getting pure content and then he wasn't just, altering everything, how long he's been doing that. You know what I mean? Like, so I just can't trust. And then on top of that, I've witnessed scumbag behavior. So I can't, you put your phone in people's face and, I've seen that myself. So I don't get jiggy with stuff.
What started with me and Paul is he got up out of his seat. He's sitting next to Art, swung around to get footage of Jerry Winfrey Carter and Councilman Mays or Eric Mays. And he got a picture of my butt. So I made a joke, and he's like, I heard you were talking shit. Paul, if I were talking shit, you would know I was talking shit. Now I'm talking shit. And then when it really started to snowball from there is, him doing that editing and video shit for the mayor. Mm-hmm. He's like, Then I confronted him about it. He's like, I didn't do that. You're the editor and the guy taking the video.
I wonder.
Don't fucking lie to
I
me.
wonder. See, now I'm wondering crazy stuff. Like, well, I wonder what editing software he uses. Like, I wonder.
Windows Paint.
What? Nah, but no. So look, check this out.
You're good, Woodrow. I mean, that was one of the larger parts, and Paul is a symptom of the larger issue.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were right. Without knowing what he's done in the past, whether when he's been editing or XYZ, so many people wouldn't have known to start looking at Flint City Council nationwide. You know, a couple TikToks got out and a couple short videos, and people started to invest their time and energy and, you know, interest into the city. And they would start looking at Paul's old footage, and then they'd start watching his live footage. And from there, things expanded outward. I mean, talk shows or podcasts about city councils after they'd happened. So 810, Terrence's, Flint After Dark, several of them came up. And because of that influence that first started from there, that was built, understood. But we don't know if he'd been editing for a while. And now, just the unfavorable light or favorable light that he shines on some people while moving cameras or playing with footage after the fact, it's a really dirty move. Whereas we can go to other sources now, whether it be Art Woodson, this platform right here, 810, or just people going live from Facebook or YouTube, just with their cell phones sitting in the audience, that come out unedited footage, so you get to see and hear the whole of it, rather than just what this person said and a small soundbite from this person that makes them sound bad. You know, that's a thing. So yes, he did build the groundwork for us, and for the longest while, I did have respect for that, and I still have respect for that because it brought attention here. But then it seems like once he started to become friends with people, or he started getting a paycheck from the city, he started to alter his views or his morals. That's what really caught me, you know. At first, it was just showing everything, and then it was like a soundbite of Maze saying something that out of context sounds ridiculous, stupid, or hurtful. But when you get the whole context of it, you realize he's reacting to something that in itself was ridiculous, stupid, and hurtful, and Councilman Mays was just reacting to it and putting it into a place where we could all understand, and then admonishing the person prior, like Kate Fields. There are so many times that he would verbally slap her down for saying something stupid. But, you know, after the fact, it came out edited, and all we saw was a mean old man, a grouchy old man, instead of who he really was.
I've been there talking about Paul.
Yeah, but
I ain't saying nothing with the.
So I spoke with Judy, and I asked her if she had heard about this company and what they do. And she goes, "No." I'm like, "So you don't know if the city of Flint's partnered with them at all or any of that?" She goes, "No, I don't think I would know." Okay.
What company?
The Fannie Mae.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I called up Wintus. She ain't heard of them. I called up you, and you go, "That's the student loan people." I'm like, I guess it's the same name. It might be the same people. And we looked up those addresses, and we looked up the prices. And then I reached out to Miss Rose Morrow. And her and I had a nice conversation about it. And just a shout out real quick. That program that she called in about, I think it was earlier this week or last week, that for home renovations, I think 5 people that she has helped out with the paperwork have gotten the grant, $15,000 for home repairs. So that's really cool. So shout out to her. And I'm hoping she might start partnering with this company, or at least get their attention into here. And I'd like to reach out to them too, but I don't know what I bring to a table that they'd want to talk to me. Anyway, because we have so many blighted homes and abandoned homes, I wouldn't mind seeing a company that actually cares about the communities it works in picking those up instead of the land bank, because the land bank just lets them rot.
No, the land banks, they the ones that they can that aren't all the way gone, they fix them up and sell them at the
They
top
only
dollar.
have so many people. They can only work on so many houses at once. And while they'll take the best that has the least amount of work, the second best is rotting.
Mm-hmm.
They can't do it all. And there have been times where they've shot down X, Y, or Z. And I get it. You can't sell to someone who's behind on their taxes or their water bill. At the same time, like, why would I want to pay my water bill or my taxes? Well, let's be honest. We've got poison water, and the water bill isn't even just for the water now, it's for all of the extra expenditures Flint does. That is their piggy bank. And then the taxes, well, that's supposed to go toward our services, but we don't have really any services here. We don't. I mean, we don't have cops, firefighters. I mean, that they're great, they're cool, they get underpaid, and then we have had problems with them in the past. I mean, the Pulaski boys or the Pulaski Fire, the Mitchell boys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, two firefighters being underpaid didn't want to do their job. I mean, could you imagine maybe they might have some motivation to do shit that's right if they were to get some proper pay? Getting paid, what was it, 11 an hour at that time?
Yeah. My bad. I had checked out for a minute, man.
You're good.
I was over here all in emails and everything, but yeah. And I was playing my game too. But let me see. What's this saying?
Which part?
Some guy set himself on fire across the street from Trump. Yeah, and
I mean, self-immolation has been a thing lately because there was also that air.
That stuff hurt.
Huh?
That stuff hurts.
Yeah, well, there's the dude who set himself on fire, I think, in front of the Pentagon.
That's a dude just walked into some building in Paris with a grenade.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was fucked up.
Yeah, but no, what I would like to do, I don't know. I think this would be more with federal dollars, but you know, if I guess if I do if I get voted in, I would try to make one of the schools partner with the school district and try to make one of those buildings like a homeless. I don't want to say shelter, but a place for them to live. Temporary housing, but you got to be in some type of program. You know what I mean?
Like if you take some of these 2-story schools, one floor, I mean, you're gonna have to insulate it because
of course
these buildings were not made for long-term habitation.
Yeah,
but
you can't burn them down though.
But set it up, insulate, get everything set, and then
wait a minute. How you see that? You were there?
Woodrow Green. Clack, I saw you walking out with Miss Arbor yesterday. Good man, y'all campaigning together.
No, not necessarily.
There's I just eyes everywhere.
Oh, okay. Oh, on the video. No, I just didn't want her walking to her car by herself.
Yeah, that's
like I was.
We get too much housing that's available in the city of Flint. They will make us a sanctuary city, and I mean, technically, we kind of already are.
I was about to say, yeah. It's like it's like. And I hate to just say it like that, but if you look around, there's more and more people that look like they just got here showing up. You know what I mean? Like I was sitting in the driveway the other day. I was sitting in my girlfriend's house, and I'm like, dang, these dudes are walking down the street. They ain't speaking a lick of English. Not saying that we don't have people in, but they just look like they just got here. You know what I mean? Like
I don't even notice it anymore. Well, I can't even say anymore. I just don't notice it because where I grew up, that was a thing. Mm-hmm. That was just a thing. I can't tell you how many times I've been out hunting and come across a group that just come across the border. Mm-hmm. And, broken English. Mijo, do us that water? Do I have water? Yeah, here. Shit, I'm going to go get these jackrabbits, so y'all stay safe. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't even fucking care at that point. I was 14.
Yeah, I mean, hey, the country just they agreed to pass over the what is it? Congress just agreed to do the foreign aid over to Taiwan and Ukraine and all them other countries. So they ain't giving a damn about what we really got going on. They giving all the money to everybody else.
It's a sleight of hand. It's a look over here, not over here. So that you can't turn on any fucking news, without hearing about plight of Taiwan, plight of Ukraine, whatever the fuck is going on in Israel in that general area. Hell, last night I got a news alert pop up on my computer that an Iranian air base had activated its AA defenses and a few explosions happened.
Because all them drones was over there flying around bombing stuff, right?
Yeah.
Iran had the drone attack Israel, right?
Yeah. But so it might have been Israel retaliation or some other shit. Who fucking knows? I don't care. I literally do not care. But actual humanitarian crises, we don't hear about. Did you know that Sudan is on the brink of an economic collapse and mass starvation?
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you heard about that on CNN, MSNBC, The Wire, fucking Fox, any of those?
No,
we don't hear about these actual human suffering plights.
Yeah.
We don't hear about the mass homelessness here in America.
Do they still have them feed the children commercials for the African kids, like feed the child for 19 cents a day?
I think they do, but they only come on at like 2 a.m. I don't watch actual TV. I don't have cable anymore. I've gotten so tired of having narratives shoved down my fucking throat.
I used to be like, man, that's bogus, man. Like y'all can't even ask for $5 for the kids, man. You can feed a kid for 19 cents. What they gonna eat?
I don't. I mean, granted, different scales of economy.
No, you're right, Miss Barnes. You're right. No, they gave. Yeah, you're right. It's not they did give money, but at the end of the day, we still paying $4 a gallon for gas, $4 a gallon for milk. I mean, I don't even know if there's with how much the eggs are anymore. I don't even look.
I can tell you a pack of my Marlboro Reds, and the biggest reason I'm quitting is those are $8.39 right now for 20 sticks of cancer. Shit.
Yeah, but then again, that's
why are you charging me more for cancer?
That's probably because the dude drove the boat into the bridge and all the squares was on the boat.
Oh yeah, God, the Baltimore Bridge incident.
All the squares on the boat, man. So they drove the price of squares up because the dude drove the boat into the bridge, man.
It's just, but we don't catch up. We don't hear about these humanitarian crises, and there's actual humanitarian crises happening here in America, supposedly the richest, most powerful country in the world. Have you seen the homeless encampments over in California, San Francisco, LA?
Skid Row in LA. Like my cousins specifically took me there, and I'm like, man. And then the crazy part about it is they almost have like a system, a hierarchy, or like a
culture to it.
Yeah, like it's like you can feel like these people, they got like norms and values and rules, and you know what I mean. Like it's I don't want to say it's crazy because this is these people's lives, but it is though.
No, it is crazy, and the crazy part is that it's their lives, and that we aren't getting any help to them. And I'm not saying dole out hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars. I'm saying fix things from the ground up so these people can find jobs that'll take care of them, and their expenses on a daily don't cost them an entire day's wage. We can start doing things to fix our economy. Start small, work big. That bring milk down, because I remember buying milk for like $1.75 when I was 14.
Man, when I graduated from high school, in my senior book, I remember that gas was $1.25, and the gas was $1.25. I remember like putting $5 in and being good for a couple days. Like,
yeah,
you put $20 in your car back in '98, you was balling. Like,
right? And it isn't just California. This is spreading outward. Buddy of mine down in Tucson, Arizona, and I've known and respected him for years. The second he got his master's degree, I bought him his first Warhammer model. Right? He's been telling me that around the university, U of A, there's been homeless encampments popping up. That's where he lives and works now. And then you move on over a state, you go to Albuquerque, New Mexico. There's mass homeless encampments there. Why? Because jobs aren't keeping up with the cost of living. jobs are dying out, so there aren't enough to go around.
Man.
And then we keep on taxing them out. Just look at Michigan. We just as soon as that tax hits, most of these businesses, these small mom and pops, are going under.
This is the 41% small business tax that was the 41% business tax that was approved. When will it go into effect?
I think it goes into the effect 1st of next year.
So that's, keep in mind that our state rep is the chair of the tax committee and had fingerprints all over that. So I don't know.
I mean, she could have killed it in committee.
She could have not even put it on the agenda.
Yeah.
So if she don't put it on the agenda, it don't come up in the discussion. There's no issue. There was like that. I just don't. I can't fathom how you could just even consider anything like that being from a place like Flint.
I mean, solidified.
Mm-hmm.
I see you where that hell guy I was behind at Club Sunoco in line.
Mm-hmm.
He had one of their shirts on.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was striking up conversation just because the damn shirt.
Mm-hmm.
That may go under.
Well, I think I don't know if they have an actual location. They might. I don't know, but Big Dante does a lot. Like he does a lot of print. He's the one that printed up my some of my lit.
Yeah, exactly. So like that may go under, and that's almost Flint culture now because you see those shirts every fucking where.
Oh yeah, the dude Bubba Dub, the comedian on the internet, he wears solidified. He wears
exactly.
It all the time. Yeah.
And then these mom and pops now have to go to corporations.
Mm-hmm.
I got to pay my bills. I got to make my rent. I got to make my mortgage. I have to now take my expertise in this field that I'm in and go beg for a job. Start at the bottom.
That's a good question, Anna. Someone should put a resolution on the floor to have May's birthday a holiday.
I don't want to see it with this council.
No, because they will shoot it down.
No, they may shoot it down, or they may just do it as a political show rather than showing reverence for a man who put the last 30 years of his life into improving a city that he loves.
And it's so crazy because you can go down his street, like I did it today. Go down his street, and you can see that like the block next to his before his has like 2 or 3 houses on it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like the rest of and they got brand new sidewalks over there though. It might be 10 houses on that entire street that people living in, and they got they putting brand new sidewalks. I don't even know what they digging up. Are they putting fiber optics under the ground, or what are they doing?
Actually, fiber internet is coming in mass into Flint.
Like that's like it's crazy how it's so much construction going on as Mays is transitioned up out of here, like over there right over there in the hood. Like I just did it today. Yeah, on Russell Street. Yes.
But yeah, I don't want to see a council that had continuously disrespected and derided the man suddenly flip around. Oh, well, we love all the work he did and we miss him so much. So we're going to take his birthday and make it a city holiday. No, fuck you. If you hated him while he's alive, you can hate him while he's dead. Let the next council do it. I'm fine sitting on it for a few years till 2026 and we get some people out of there, or until some of these recalls go through and we get some people out of there. I want to see people that actually liked him or knew him from a distance, never met him, but respected what he did. Take the vote on that.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, that comment took you all the way out the picture. I ain't reading that one. Hey, Elijah, Paul got a contract with the city to record the council meetings. He posted what he got paid for. Oh. The late Councilman Mays put Flint on the map with his unique way of calling out corruption, and the more he cried, the more people paid attention. The new council is what drew the TikToks and national attention for Mays and others to keep fighting. Paul gets credit for nothing.
Okay.
I'll give Paul some credit, all right. Paul, you can get credit.
Yeah, like even if new people come on that didn't know him but knew of him and are willing to look at his legacy and then vote based off his legacy, whether that deserves to be a day, that I'm fine with. Yeah. But people who just want to capitalize off of it and try to get, make some political gains, because, I have a recall on my head right now. If I vote for this maybe some of the people will back up. No.
That's another thing about these people
No.
that I just don't understand. If you see that people are crying about you and your behavior, and you got recalls flying at you left and right, what's something in you say, I need to change something, not double down on everything? Like something in me, I'll be like, all right, well, let me put my head back down and work a little bit harder because these people are obviously not happy with what I got going on. So.
I mean, it slaps me in the face like hit dogs holler, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their governance is so piss poor that we keep getting angrier. I wouldn't be angry if they knew how to govern. Strange that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you should take that the people are getting more and more and more upset. People are getting there's more and more and more unrest. Maybe you should take that to the bank and go, well, I need to reverse direction.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's more homelessness, more blight, more crime, regardless of what they say.
Man, you would be a fool if you really sit up here and believe that bullshit about it. The crime rate has gone down. And these kids walking around here, like these, I got kids that I know from at the school that's on YouTube. You can catch them on Instagram putting up guns with switches and man, ain't no crime going nowhere.
Man, my kid's bike was stolen from my backyard a couple months ago. Middle of winter. I'm sitting here like, what? What the hell?
Man, crime is not down.
Arrests
the
are
water
down.
is not fixed.
Reporting is down.
Yes. If you don't report the crime, then
you got to remember, God, it was October of 22. So November, because Dad died on the 31st, I was down in Arizona. I remember Mays, Burns, and Woodson on a Zoom call streaming for us. And Tanya laid it out for us. She laid it out that they changed what the city of Flint responds to. That they either pass it off, or if it doesn't reach a certain criteria, which I don't know their criteria, then it doesn't even get put in the books. So crime is down according to their own statistics, which they have themselves manipulated.
Man, look,
the actual committance of crimes is up.
I believe we got a serial arsonist in Flint.
I believe we got several of them.
Yeah, I don't care if they're politically motivated, but ain't nobody raised the question to nobody about all these damn houses is coming up, burning up every day. Is the fire department are they going somewhere putting out a fire?
Yeah, and they're doing it for fucking pennies on the dollar. I mean, shit, they're not getting paid what they're worth.
Like every day, the fire department is going somewhere, putting out a fire somewhere in the city. Like, ain't nobody said, you know what? Somebody is really getting kind of fire happy.
Actually, I do have to call back 8 months. Councilwoman Priestley said, there is an arsonist in town. There's actually several, but hey, at least someone in official capacity actually brought that up.
Yeah, well, I know we as a school board, we about to investigate ours. So
you have to.
Like there's no way. So if you are here using, I don't even know what you're using, but we about to find out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the fire investigators already figured it out. The residues there.
Either if they did or if they didn't. The school district about to find out what the hell you used to burn up our school like that. And if we about to, if I don't even know, but if, but no, what if we could compare that to some of these houses that's burning all the way? Because if you look at these houses, they're burning all the way down to the structure of the basement,
to the bones.
You know what I mean? Like they're not just burning up into, they're burning down to the basement. Everything is gone. So either you can just keep the basement or roll it over and.
I mean, shit. Going down the same way toward Hurley from my house, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's Ballinger. No. The cross section, this road right here.
That's Flushing.
Flushing. All right, going down Flushing till it turns to 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Across the street from the what used to be a liquor store, but they tore that down. It had that really cool mural on it. It was a 2-story building.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
If you look on toward north from there, you can see a basement. That's all.
Yeah, there was a big greenhouse right there.
Big greenhouse, and you can see blackened boards there.
Yep.
That shit was burned down.
Yep.
The clock corner following all the way down toward the 4th Ward. That burned down.
That church that's right there on the corner of Hamilton and Saginaw.
That burned down.
Like,
hell, that that old UAW post across from Rubes. Its roof is in, and you can still see carbonized boards.
UAW by Rubes.
That burned down building just across the street from Rubes Bar, right next to that auto shop and that pink building that does hair, in the middle of those two.
There's a building right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That shit's been burned down. Like, I don't know if it's an arsonist or people who've looked a few things up and are looking to fix some real estate problems of their own. Arsonisticists, many of them.
At the end of the day, when the property goes,
Ronald knows it on Chevrolet.
Yeah, okay. The land, the land, like the land is still there, and all they're gonna do is bulldoze it and sell it. It's gonna be valuable. Like this is somebody is burning up everything with some shit that we don't even know what it is.
Right, and we got to take half a break here for half a second. Chris Michaels, congratulations! Finally graduated IT networking. We got to give shout out.
Congratulations! There. Yeah, my bad. Let me throw
that is fucking awesome. We really got to start bringing people up. Like, you put in the work, and if you want to bring it to this show and start fucking letting us know what you've done, anyone and everyone, please let us know and give you the shout out and the congratulations you deserve.
Yep.
Holy shit. And then we go right back into the darkness. The guy who set himself on fire is still alive.
He didn't even. All right. Well, he's gonna have a painful rest of his life. But 2 fires on the east side yesterday. See?
No shit. I mean, and I say that like that is a surprise, but oh damn, you know,
mean, like, but it's not a surprise though, because if you go over there and on any one of them state streets or anything that's, and just ride around, especially the side, over there by what is that, the women's shelter over there, right around up in there, man,
right? Or where Flushing turns into 5th, and then you go all the way down, and it hits that T intersection, right next to those train tracks. You know that large ass manufacturing building there?
Flushing turn to 5th.
Yeah, then you just keep on following that down past Mott Community. Keep on
going.
That's
Robert T. Long, right?
Yeah. All right, so that massive ass manufacturing building just before the road ends on the left hand side, on the north side.
The GM AC Delco building or whatever that was?
It was, but now it's something different. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about now. 1 block back, so heading west, there used to be a massive ass building there as well.
Yeah, burnt down.
Weird.
The old AC, yeah.
Everything just keeps on burning down around here. Like, we don't have wrecking balls. We don't have fucking excavators that come and, tear down houses. We have, for lack of a better term, some crackhead that runs around with a liquor bottle and a rag and a fucking lighter. That's how we get rid of buildings around here, apparently.
No, I think it's somebody that knows exactly what they're doing.
Thank you, Ronald. James Lumber.
Yeah. But it's just too coincidental for all these properties.
I said it Wednesday. The universe, I don't believe in coincidences. The universe is rarely that lazy. Everything dominoes out like a ripple in a pond. We have so many fires around here. So many of them are targeted at certain things, usually old businesses or on land that might be valuable.
Corner lots.
Or, yeah. I mean, how big is the plot of land that Northern sits on?
A couple acres. I don't know exactly what the acreage is, but I could look it up. I could have it.
I'd say damn near close to, I'd say it's closer to 10, 11.
Really?
Yeah, because I've been looking at properties in Florida about that size.
Well, I guess if you include the parking lots and all that stuff, that's included in it too.
Yeah. That is a lot of fucking land.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of nice houses in that area, and they're looking at putting up more. If you guys end up having to sell that property for pennies on the dollar because that school's been burned down so many times and you're just tired of dealing with fucking fires, someone stands to make a pretty big profit. All these large plots of land and all these buildings that actually happen to inhabit those are catching fire. And I'm not, saying catching fire like council does. I mean, like up in flames, someone's running around with an accelerant.
Yeah, but the crazy part is, again, I'll say it, that the investigators told me that there were 6 points of accelerant was used on the second and third floors.
Mhm.
So to the point to where they had to let the fire burn itself out.
Yeah.
Because I was pissed off. Like, why y'all ain't? Where the boys at? Like, I'm looking like, where the boys at? Where the ladder at? Where's the helicopter with the big old thing of water that's dropping the thing? Like,
shit.
I'm looking for all of that, and they just standing around talking. I'm like, y'all better get together. Like,
nah. The problem with that type of fire is because it's so spread and it gets so hot, even if you hit it with water, it only goes out for a second because all fire needs is heat, fuel, and air, and it goes right back up. They're just going to waste resources trying to put it out. You can't send guys in to find those because that building is now structurally unsound and it's going to crush them.
And that's why we haven't been over there. I'm going to ride by when I leave here to see if they've been able to shut the doors to board it up, but that's why we haven't been able to board it up because the fire department hasn't given the okay to go in there and say, y'all go and do what y'all got to do.
Right. Like, I'm ready for houses in my little neck of Flint to start going up in flames. We've already had like 3 house fires past like 8 months. But Kettering has been looking to expand forever.
Mm-hmm. And we got a house over there, and they've been trying to buy that house for years. Mm-hmm. So, matter of fact,
like, hey, Kettering, just letting you know, you don't have to set my house on fire. Give me an offer of 10,000 plus, and it's yours. Just give me time to move out. You don't have to set it on fire.
They offered way more than that.
There we go.
Like,
see, I'm giving them a discount so I don't have to deal with the house fire.
Yeah, this was back.
This is extortion.
Yeah, like, no, this is. I remember my dad was telling me how much that they wanted to sell, wanted to pay for the house, and he's like, nah, I ain't about to sell. I'm like, shit, why not? And he like, if they want to pay this now, what they gonna want to pay in 50 years?
Yep. You just have to balance it just right because, in my mind, it's completely illegal, but precedent has been set. Colleges can petition the city to use eminent domain to buy people's homes, kick them out, demolish it, and then sell that property to the college. So if it gets to the point of eminent domain, you're kind of fucked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so... Yeah, and I remember, there's a number that was higher than that, that my dad said too, Miss Rogers. But it's just, it's crazy, man.
Like, if I decide to fix up my house and rent it out, I'm also buying the 4 lots, 2 on either side. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, I don't get the property tax exemption because it's not my homestead, but, then it goes upwards. And it prevents another empty house on my street as long as I can get some renters that are responsible. I don't want slum renters, and I also don't want to give them a slum house. I want a decent house, and I'm not planning on charging much if I do follow through with this.
I went by Mari's house the other day and spoke to him. I can check and see. I haven't seen him in a minute. I like talking to him.
Yeah, I like Maurice. I've really missed his podcasts lately, actually.
I do too. I told him that.
Because he was very responsive to the comments, and his wife is cool. Mm-hmm. She's chill as can be.
Yeah, and 1,000% supportive of him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm gonna try and buy some of the lots to surround some of our properties up. But
always make sure to consolidate them into one lot, so they come in several lot numbers, and it just gets one. Yeah, that way you don't get hit with multiple property tax. It's just one property tax, and it's actually lower.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, guys. Like, here in Flint, things have gone sideways. I don't think there's any actual until we can get new governments, we're kind of stuck in a downward rut, right? And this downward rut is in such a way, it's so bad that you can't even speak out against it anymore without being placed in cuffs or removed from a position to speak about it. We have podcasts, myself sitting here talking about it. We have Wintus and Mickey on in the mornings and Wintus at nights. Was it Thursdays, Fridays, talking about it? Miss Anna, you know, you have all these folks talking about it. Hell, you and Miss Carol are on tonight as well.
Yeah, man,
But
that's Carol gonna be on tonight. I don't never get a chance to say nothing.
but we all get the governance and the people, the toadies that run with them are constantly deriding us. They're constantly trying to shut us down. I know Flint After Dark gets hit with the same shit. I know people just going live get hit with the same shit that we do. It is a struggle to try to get the word out and to try to get some positive change. And until we can get that change in the governance, we can't get the positive change. We can't start improving our neighborhoods. We can't start improving just the look and feel of the city. Because right now, even though it's sunny outside, you walk out and you start interacting with people, it's like there's a thundercloud over everyone's head. Everyone is beat
Stephanie,
down
I was just,
and fucking broken.
I just be joking with it, but y'all know she don't never let me talk.
Right? Everyone feels beat down and fucking broken.
Yeah.
Flint in itself is hurting. Think of it as less of a city and more of a living organism. And we keep on talking about the symptoms, but we aren't talking about the actual disease. And the actual disease happens to be multiple of them. We've got the cancer of systemic bigotry that has come down through fucking law and edict. And then we've got the fucking cancer that is greed. And we have men and women who are doing everything they can to get every cent they can as fast as they can. And regardless of whoever gets in their way is getting plowed the fuck over. And then we got power. Men and women just want more power and they're willing to climb up.
That's his aunt. What word are you? Can you replace Judy?
I'm actually planning on moving. A lot of reasons for that. And currently, I don't know what ward I'm in. If I'm going by old boundaries, I'm in Tanya's ward. I'm not running against Tanya. If I'm going by new boundaries, I'm in Jerry Winfrey Carter's ward. I'm not running against Jerry. And I'm not willing to invest money into a new home here in Flint because, let's face it, I want a place where I can just step out on my back porch and go shooting. And I can't, well, I guess I could do that in Flint. No one fucking cares, but I do. I happen to think, safety's a big thing.
Yeah, no. I think 1,000%. I don't even, at this point, outside of being able to, what we were discussing about trying to formulate the investigative body for,
corruption,
local corruption. But whatever, if I don't know, man, if I was elected, I would have, I don't even know. I have so much shit going on in Flint. Like, no, all this stuff, we about to blow it all up. Because if I had some connections outside of, me being honest and, a platform, you know what I mean? Like if I had some connections to like, hey,
a couple badges,
to make some people move and shake to do, man, do y'all know how first day out, somebody going in,
right? It's just
like, I don't know.
I'm so disappointed, right? Because my wife grew up in Flint. She's a couple of years younger than you. She still remembers some of the good years. My wife's ma grew up here in Flint. My wife's sister grew up here in Flint. I hear all these glory days about, how there used to be things to do for the kids. How they used to have things to do, run around, have fun with their friends, go places. And now you talk to kids, my kids' friends, I'm non-judgmental. They know they can talk to me. They tell me, yeah, I sit at home and get high. That's all they do. Because we don't have anything really for them. And their goals in life are either try to be some sort of entertainer, hope they make it big, football, music, whatever, or to go to college and get the fuck out of Flint forever. how many kids do we actually know that want to do something large with their life, get a college degree, and bring that knowledge and expertise and that skill back into Flint? Many of them just want to run away. Why? Because Flint is fucked. It's broken.
If we hadn't have gone over today, I was gonna go over to Southwestern and talk to a kid that I saw. I know I saw him at the school, and I know what I saw on Instagram.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? It's like, come on, bro. Like you got to do better. Like you can't. This stuff ain't going nowhere. Like it's up there, and I see what you was doing. Like you can't do that.
No.
Like I don't want anything that like you out here do. I'm not gonna say what he was smoking and he had all these big old guns in the picture. I mean, like, dude, you in the 10th, 11th grade. Like, come on, man.
Right,
come on, man. Like, but I'll go over there Monday.
My daughter just turned 18, and it was before the new universal background check went into place here. I took my dad's old AR, and it's now hers.
Mm-hmm.
Whether she keeps it or not is up to her, or whether she sends it with me to Florida. Once again, up to her. But like, she knows guns, whereas she sees these kids from her school or from like classmates past running around with these guns, and she is sitting there freaking the fuck out. Like, booger hook on the bang switch all the time.
Mm-hmm.
No safety. Hell, she even saw one of her old classmates taking a handgun, taking off safety, and gently squeezing the trigger while aiming at their genitals, seeing if they're going to trip it or not. Like, is that what we're reduced to here in Flint? Is that the only thing we can think to do?
No, but it's these stupid influences, man. The music and like it's so crazy because I get called out for talking about maybe this ain't the show to me for me talking about it, but it's just a fact. Like forget talking about the the sexy reds and the I don't know.
Like you can still have
who else is hot rapper? Let's just say the one just got caught, NBA YoungBoy. He going to prison. You know what I mean? Like all of these people, they promoting hypersexuality, doing all the dope that you can do. Whether it be legal, popping pills, or whatever it is. Shooting people, getting drunk, getting high, shooting people, and then make us rap song about it, and then make a video about it, and then get mad when the police come do their job.
Like, you can still have lyrics that go hard as fuck without talking about or glorifying things that are A, illegal, B, in my opinion, in a lot of ways, immoral. Murder, immoral. Fucking drug usage, maybe not. But pushing drugs, especially the hardcore shit in the neighborhoods, that's immoral to me because now you've got these kids that want to grow up and they hear how much money you can make through these songs. Trap this, trap that. And now they're pushing a poison into their own neighborhood, into their own community. They're killing their own community from the inside. Why? They want to make a few bucks, and they've heard about it through this music that has glorified it.
But here's the thing, and this is the part that pisses me off because I remember going to a training of professional development in maybe 2012, somewhere back then. And they had these things called Skittle parties, and they were telling us about, be on the
ecstasy.
No, just a Skittle party. What they were, well, at least what we learned was the kids would come to a party, and whatever type of pills that they had, they would bring to the party. They would throw them in a bowl, and then they would roll some dice, and whatever the dice said, that's how many pills they would take out and take. So I don't know. These kids might be taking Molly Percocets, water, high blood pressure pills, cancer medicine, whatever. This just in a big old bowl, and they taking
roll a 6, get 3 uppers, 3 downers, and watch your heart not know what to do.
But the thing about it is, this was years ago, and they were talking about schools that were out in the county, not necessarily Flint schools, because this is a county-wide PD, and they were talking about this is what we do. Well, my daughter went to Powers. So my daughter's telling me about some of her friends whose parents were doctors. They would just write their own script and go, what I mean?
That's illegal as fuck.
Of course it is, but
Jessica, let me address this because I'm in a lot of ways in the same boat as you, right? I listen to Slipknot, I listen to Limp Bizkit, like a whole lot of heavy metal, constant rage music growing up. And I haven't turned out to be a rage machine, right? And as long as the kids have proper foundations, this is very true. I mean, you are a very well grounded individual. I think that you are one of the smartest people that calls in the morning bump.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy when she calls in. I do. I think that she puts out a lot of good points.
She's almost
And
like a West Coast jamboree.
kind of, yeah, except I don't think she'd steal my fucking Red Bull.
Yeah,
Anyway, but I think a lot of the kids here in Flint and a lot of kids around the country aren't getting the same type of attention and treatment and guidance that we got when we were growing up.
As far as what inner city versus,
I think national, period,
Right.
nationwide, because a lot of parents now use this to raise their kids.
yeah, but
They aren't
a lot of the kids are raising themselves because
with that. Yeah, that's what I mean. Or, if they don't have that, then yeah, they're raising themselves. Us as
Mhm.
parents are failing. And I think I'm seeing a lot of the influence from, say, certain influencers or stars or role models per se, rubbing off on these kids because they don't have a role model in their personal life that they can look up to. Yeah, mom and dad are around ish. I mean, depending on where you're at and your background. But even if you have, say, an idyllic family, mom and dad are now having to work like 50 hours a week each
Mhm.
just to make ends meet. And then you're at school yourself as a child.
Mhm.
And then you get home, you spend maybe an hour or two with mom and dad, eat whatever, and then you're in bed to go to the next day of school. There is no real family time,
But see,
family togetherness.
that's still a somewhat structured
Yeah,
household.
somewhat structured household, but
That's,
I'm still saying even in that's like the best of
Mhm.
the best scenario. What about broken homes where mom is now running around doing 3 jobs?
Mhm.
How often do you see mom? Or dad's just not in the picture, or mom's not in the picture and you're living with dad and dad's doing the same deal.
Mhm.
Backwards, forwards, the other way around, however you want to put it. Right? How much are the parents able to rub off on these kids? I don't know if it's enough anymore because the way things have gone, family's not as big a priority as it used to be. And we aren't able to pass on our morals and values and the right and wrong onto our kids that we used to be able to, unless you put forth a far more concerted effort.
It's
than
not
what-
even that. It's what you see every day on TV. You can do everything that you can, but when you turn the TV on, you're not going to see nuclear household. Nuclear family. You're not going to see mom, dad, and child like you used to. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be mom and child, or dad and child. It's not necessarily, and I'm not talking
No.
bad about it, but it's not that when you put it on TV, and then it's not the same as it was. So and then or it might just be mom and kids or dad and kids on TV. You know what I mean? So I remember when we were growing up, they had Full House and the Cosby Show and everything.
Full House was crazy because there's 3 dads and 3 kids.
Well, maybe not Full House. Let me take that one out. What's the other one?
Family Matters with Urkel.
That what Family Matters, but it's the other one that had was it Michael J. Fox? And he was the oldest one, and then they had anyway.
Malcolm in the Middle?
No, but way before Malcolm in the Middle. Anyway, but they had it was like, okay, well we're still promoting the nuclear family. They don't do that anymore. Even Nick at Night, like the shows were still family based. You know what I mean? Like so now it's not necessarily that. It's more reality based. It's more like, okay, we know everybody got issues, so we know you might not have. So it's not even pushing that whole thing like that anymore.
Yeah, and just to clarify, like I know a lot of gay couples. Me being a gamer, I talk with people around the world, and
hold on, sorry, Clack.
I think I see a lot of gay couples with kids who are doing quite well. It's less like we aren't really putting our values out there anymore. We're letting shit fall upside down.
Well, I wasn't saying that. I was saying that I wasn't saying the roles, you know what I mean? Because they still had, mom stayed home. But I was saying like the whole, not necessarily the gender roles. I was saying the family model. is what I was, you know what I mean? Like that's what I was saying. Like I wasn't saying like, okay, well, they were promoting mom staying home and being mom, or you know what I'm saying. I wasn't saying that.
It's just I think we've lost touch with who we want to be and trying to guide ourselves with that. And it's more of a I hate to say it like this, but it's the only word that comes to it. A hedonistic culture now, where it's like I want, therefore I do, instead of the responsibility based that we come from where okay, I really want this thing, but I know I have to do this instead. I may have to give up on some dreams just to have some stability,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And it hurts.
Family ties. That's it.
Hmm.
My bad. Sorry, I just got excited real quick.
Yeah. I think we need to be very careful about prescribing religious, cultural, and moral precepts for everything we feel is wrong with the current generation. Nah, because yeah, you're right. I don't want to put like Christian, Judeo-Christian values on everything because that
No, I didn't mention religion at
no,
all.
no. But I think that's where a lot of our morals come from that background type deal. And I don't
didn't
even
mention
think it's wrong
religion
with the
at all.
current
It's just
generation. I think it's a problem with our generation that is corrupting the next, where maybe we didn't learn the lessons that we should have.
mm-hmm.
And so we can't pass those lessons on to our kids because we don't know. How can you teach what you don't know? I mean, I've done the best I can with my kids, but I know I was nowhere near a perfect father.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm
I
nowhere near
I
perfect
think I've
either.
skipped so many lessons in their life that I'm still concerned as to whether they'll be able to make it. But that's just me, like
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a fear every father and mother have though. Like I don't know if I've done well enough for my kids. Maybe that's just a normal thing. I hope I'm just doing the typical parent, like wringing my hands, worrying about my kids, and that they turn out to be fine. And only time will tell.
Yeah. I just, I remember my mama saying, "Don't embarrass me."
Yep.
Don't embarrass me. It's like, all right, well, I can do everything but embarrass you.
Oh, shoot.
I think a lot of it is just out of hand. Out of what it
The
mean?
need to hand out participation.
Stop moving. It's like okay,
I'm up with that.
Participation trophies and to be friends with kids.
I'm up with that. Like when you try to say everyone is special, then in the reality, no one is special.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So every kid that goes to Little League this year is getting a trophy of some sort or another, and they're not really going to have a quote championship or a best team.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to reward that effort. And that's just a hyperbole or a metaphor. But when it comes to like school and you being an educator and on the school board, you see this a lot now. Like you can't fail a student. It's very hard now too. So student doesn't understand jack followed by shit, doesn't follow along the math. And even if they're trying their best, I'm not saying they're slackers and slacking off, but they just couldn't grasp it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They still get passed on to the next grade.
Not all the time in every situation.
Not all the
for
time in
most
every
part,
situation.
For
Yeah.
most situations, I've specifically been told we cannot fail this person.
Yeah.
Like we're not gonna, like, I don't care what you do, this kid ain't failing.
It took me because my youngest daughter, she wasn't doing well in Flint schools. She was being bullied. And then she didn't do well in Michigan Virtual Charter Academy. It wasn't structured enough.
Mm-hmm.
So when I brought her to her current school, they're going, "Oh, you're going to start in the 10th grade." No, she is. She's doing freshman year again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't feel that she was prepared for that course level work. And then if they just continue to pass her on, then she's not going to have the skills needed to be a successful adult.
My mom did the same thing to me. I was in the first grade twice. Like like it was. We don't think that he's mature enough. He's smart as hell, but he's not really, mature enough to go on. So they held me back. So it all depends on the parent. The parent does, like you did. You can do that.
I mean, but I remember 7th grade at Loretto Catholic School. I was struggling with a few classes. I was struggling with math. I was struggling with English. And because it's Catholic school, I was struggling with religion. Me and the base Catholic belief system didn't get along. And I refused to, I refused to toe the line on it. So I got failed. Like, there was no discussion from my parents. It was, Mr. and Mrs. Berryhill, Trevor is failing math, English, and religion. He will not be in the 8th grade next year. Mm-hmm. That was set in stone. My parents had no say. Yeah. They still took me out of that school and placed me back at Huber Junior High or middle school because I was having problems at Loretto. So they placed me back in public school, and the public school goes, yep, he's in 7th grade again. Yeah. They're like, it wasn't a discussion with the parents, and it wasn't that my parents even had a say. And now they've moved 2 steps from that. One, the parents did have a say, and now we just don't bring it up with the parents. I don't know where the blame lies in that.
Here's the thing, and I'm gonna honestly say about how I feel about parents being involved with education. I believe that they should be, but unless you have, I just don't believe that you should just come in off the street and be like, okay, well, I want to say this is the book I want my kids to read. I don't believe that you should do that because there's a certain level of education and experience and expertise that you got to have to teach.
Yes.
You know your child in a certain way. You don't necessarily know your child's learning styles, weaknesses, and strengths. And a teacher who's professionally trained to do so can pick up on certain things.
It should really be a partnership because you, as the educator, know how to educate. Mm-hmm. You know my kid's IQ, the quotient, how they work intellectually. Mm-hmm. I, at home, on a one-on-one basis, know my kid emotionally.
Right.
So you and I need to come together, and while you are doing the teaching, I can give my input, but that is not set in stone necessarily. There are some things that I don't believe should be in schools at all, and I've spoke about it before. There's some literature that goes a little too far in a sexual aspect for certain grade groups.
Yeah, to be in school.
To be in a school, yes.
There should be stuff that you should still have to hide from your parents. That,
yep.
You should still be like,
Well, I mean, several schools have brought it up. These are actual part of the curriculum, and one of them was 2 boys prepubescent.
Yeah,
no, that needs to stay the fuck out of the school.
No, but let me straighten what I just said, because I said some things that you should still be able to hide from your parents. I mean, you should still be a kid.
Yeah,
there were certain things that we did. I remember back in the day, and I'm just dating myself, but the Playboy channel. We didn't have the Playboy channel, but when you turned on it, sometimes you could kind of between the lines,
kind of see a
little bit between the lines. So I'm saying, like,
me and my friends
do that.
Yeah, I tell you, I even said earlier, I would go out into the desert and go hunting jackrabbits. Right? Me and my friends had stashes of fucking porn magazines out in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, I have friends whose dads gave them porn. I'm like, but Daddy, why you ain't never gave me no nudie book?
Because I expect more from you, Michael.
But no, it was like, now these kids, all they got to do is Google whatever. You can Google whatever type of nasty.
And there's even ways around parental blocks on these phones now.
Yeah,
these kids are smarter than us when it comes to tech.
I don't care what anybody says about Flint school kids. These kids can go into that. I've had reports of kids going and hacking into the system, changing grades. I've had reports of kids going around the system, going into teachers' books and stuff. So these kids, I mean, they focus on what they want to focus on.
Jessica remembers the good days, and in my mind, I know that that's harsh, but like my kids have gone through that. I know I went through it.
Ron, I took SWATs too.
Like, to quote, I was on punishment for months until I pulled my grades up. No TV, no phone, no socialization. Study hard, get the grades up, or enjoy silence. No negotiation.
I was on punishment my whole 10th grade year.
Exactly. And we don't see a lot, like, parents, one thing, we don't see them punishing kids. And I don't mean like punish. I mean setting those ground rules to, hey, education is so fucking important. You have to get this up. So I'm taking these distractions away, either as a punishment or as a, we're just removing things that distract you.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes at schools, sometimes it depends on the teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
You aren't seeing them put forward extra barriers, to keep the kids' attention on task. 7th grade, like I said, I'd failed, right? We had a thing where if you went to this festival fair thing and you helped out, and it was all done by the Catholic Church,
Mm-hmm.
you could skip one test and get an automatic 100 on it.
Mm-hmm.
I went, my teacher said, no, you're still not getting that because you don't understand what's going on. I'm not giving you that 100 because that is a false score. Yes, sister.
Let me see. The cell phone. Oops, wrong one. There we go. And student performance. We have just took some tests the other day, a couple weeks ago, last week or so. So we will have some numbers, some test score numbers up here. You doing the pee dance again?
Yeah, always. It's an hour and a half in.
Hold on. Oh no, y'all couldn't hear nothing I said. I'm over here just talking.
Damn, dude.
Oh man, y'all couldn't hear nothing I said when I did the camera.
I don't know. My phone was in here. We still got 34 people.
I was talking about. Oh man, really? I was talking about being able to legally beat the crap out of you. No, I'm just playing. But no, I was just saying how.
Oh, dude.
Dang,
you
man.
know, things would go much smoother, Clack, if you read.
Yeah, man, I'm just sitting here. Look, I'd lean back in the chair like this, just talking. I'm like, yeah. So
shrink Clack.
That is terrible. So, my bad, y'all. It was good too. But no, I was saying how I used to fear the garage door coming up. So I'm saying, like, back in elementary school, my mom sorority sister. I went to Garfield. I went to Walker, and then they closed Walker, and then they put all the Walker kids at Garfield. Mm-hmm. And then my mom her sorority sister was Miss Muldrew, which was the principal at Garfield. So Miss Muldrew I'd get in trouble, and she had this paddle, and she would make you assume the position, and blah blah blah. And then my mom, she called my mom, and then my mom would either come up to the school and she'd get me, or she'd wait till I get home and she'd get me. And then the scariest noise of the night was when the garage door went up when my dad was coming home. And then And I had to sit there while my mom told my dad what I did at school. Or about, like, and it was like, I'm about to get beat. I'm about to get beat. And that was the scariest thing. So if kids still feared their parents, and grandparents and people like we did, to scare
There's a caveat to that because fear and then what we actually went through completely different. We had respect for our parents and we had respect for the authority they had over us. Like
no, I was scared.
Fear though,
No, I was scared.
Because there are some kids out there who actually fear their parents.
No, I'm one of them. I'm not playing.
Like drunken dad.
Oh no, not like that. No, not
exactly.
Like that.
That's what I'm trying to draw that line there.
Yeah.
To make sure that wasn't crossed.
Yeah, no, but I was definitely, my parents are from the South. They believed in,
switches and corporal punishment. My dad went the other route with me. So the only time he would touch me, other than when I got older and hormones started raging, is when I endangered myself or someone else.
Man.
But when I fucked around at school, especially because he ran a business, so he knew a lot of people. He knew a lot of my teachers on a personal level. Mm-hmm. He knew my principal. There wasn't spankings for misbehavior at school. No, he had work for me. And this is before I was old enough to go work with my dad. So what he did is when he built his
there you go.
detached garage, he built a detached garage for the business because he didn't want to keep the chemicals next to the house in case something happened, right? Because it's pest control. So he had to take out these concrete brick pillars, and he had those in the backyard. And for years, that was my punishment.
Doing work?
With a sledgehammer, breaking those down into rubble.
In the yard?
In the yard.
Oh, man, that'll look, Trevor.
I'm talking 90 to 100 degree heat. I get out of school, I do my homework, and I would sit there and I procrastinate. Oh, I'm really learning this, Mom. I'm really learning this. All right, now I know you're bullshitting. Finish that up and get outside. And I would be there for hours swinging a sledgehammer, busting my hump because I fucked up. I fucked around and I was damn well finding out.
Man, look, you ever got hit with an extension cord?
Not by my parents.
About to say, you ever got hit by an extension cord while you was wet?
Not by my parents.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So like, yeah. You ever got hit? You ever had to go fetch your own beaten material, like your own switch? You ever had to go in the backyard and then you try to bring in a little big janky switch and like, nah, go get a real switch.
My wife has told me those stories that her mom put on her. But you see,
you ever seen 3 switches woven and sitting in water on the grandmama's woven to make one switch?
You see, that what my dad did to me is the same attitude I took the Army, though. Mm-hmm. So very seldom would I wall to wall a private, and that means I beat his ass from one wall to another. Right? Very seldom. I believed in muscle breakdown. So while I'm out there at that sledgehammer breaking those down, right? Mm-hmm. I feel it for days every time I move my arm. And I was doing it day after day. I felt it in my back. I felt it in my legs. Every time I moved, I twitched. I thought I get that pain. And it was always there until my muscles recovered.
You ain't never had to sit down like this?
Oh,
I'm talking about you ain't never had to sit down like this in your chair in school?
No. But at the same time, it's very hard for the human mind to remember actual pain. So you use lasting pain, and that is through muscle fatigue and damage.
That's 2 different parenting styles, because my parents were using...
My kids, when I came into their life, they're like, oh, no. My wife goes, you're not going to spank them. I'm like, no, the fuck I'm not. I'm not laying hands on these children except for hugs. She goes, okay, well, how are you going to discipline them then? The push-up, front lean rest position, move. Yeah, nah. And then push until I get tired. How dare you disrespect your mother? Obviously, stepfather can't lay hands on kids. Obviously, it's the at that time, 20 teens never touching kids. So you're going to do push-ups until you remember. If you can't be smart, you're going to be strong. And if you're going to disrespect your mother, that ain't smart.
Yeah. Can I? Let's see. How do I switch the camera around?
Settings, camera.
I just gonna do it for 1 second.
No, like go to center down.
Oh, down here?
Yeah. Flip that around. That.
Okay. Hey, can they see me? Can y'all see me now?
Yeah.
Can y'all see me?
And that giant ass microphone in your
Okay,
face.
yeah, my bad. Hey, so look, y'all ever had to go to school and sit down like this? Where we're at? Y'all ever had to do that? Like, all right, I'm about to put the camera back. I just had to say that.
I got creative with my kids because eventually they got big arms for being little girls. All right, we're working on our abs today, young ladies. All right, we're working on our legs today, young ladies. Having a kid sit there and do the electric chair.
Yeah.
Or you put your back against the wall, legs flat, and you're just sitting there until you can't no more. They learned, and they've turned very well adjusted. Now they take their grades seriously. That's what my dad did to me.
Had to stand up. You ever had to stand up in class? What do you mean by that? And you mean like go get paddled in front of the class? 4th grade, Miss Oglesby.
Ronald, from his picture, seems to be a little bit older. So, you know, the standards of his day and your day are different. And
I'm a little bit older than you, though. So
yeah, in my day, it's a little different too.
Like, we still had to get up in front of this, every morning and sing "My Country Tis of Thee," and
I pledge allegiance.
And we had to do all that, and it still was the principal still said a prayer over the PA system, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the last time I said pledge of allegiance in school was 5th grade. Wait, nope. Huber Middle School, so 8th grade.
Yeah, so I guess we got. If I go to 3 o'clock, because I got to be at Princeton at 3:20.
Okay, so we got about 5 minutes. And I am glad that we went into, parenting. Because you and I both being dads is something I think is really cool. And we both have different parenting styles. Like, your kid is definitely a student athlete. And, you made sure to put the student first with him. Your son, your daughter, obviously, as well, and she's doing awesome things right now.
Yeah. But oddly enough, I've never, ever, ever spanked my son, and I got my daughter one time, and the only thing, and I was so mad because, I feel bad, but she was probably 3 years old, and I got her with a spatula, like the little rubber spatula, and I got her a couple times, but she put peanut butter in my Xbox. The part that the kind that had you used to pull out the
tray.
The tray. So she's like, I thought it was hungry. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
I mean, that's adorable, but no.
Are you kidding me? So that's the only time, but I only got her like once or twice, and the look that she gave me was like, that was enough.
Yeah.
So, and then it's like, my parents, my kids don't like for me to be disappointed. So they don't do certain things. You know what I mean? Like my son, if I tell my son, like, I'm so disappointed in you, that breaks his whole spirit is done. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't have to physically hit him. You know what I mean? Like when he, like, say if he's had a bad basketball game or a bad, he ran a bad race or something. And I'm like, dude, you didn't even give 100%. Like, I'm like, we done drove half a right way around the country. I'm so mad because we wasted money and you came down here to run 50%. No, like, I'm disappointed. Yeah, I'm mad. He's like, oh. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Like, it dawned on me when my oldest was 14. And mind you, I came into her life when she was 10. That I had not once told her that I was proud of her. So,
oh, yeah, you got to do that.
Oh, yeah. Every morning driving her to school. And like the first time I did it, she broke down. And I was like, I thought I was showing him that I was proud of him. Hey, you did great on this report card. Let's go get you some cool stuff. Hey, you didn't do so great on this report card. Let's work on things around the house. Limit phone time, limit video games, all that. but I didn't say I was proud of her. And she broke down, and then I did it to my youngest, like that day, like, sweetie, I'm so proud of you. You're really putting forth the effort, X, Y, and Z. And she started to break down. And then it became a habit from there on, like as often, like daily, they were being told I was proud of them and I love them. Like, so yeah, when you said, when you tell your son that you were disappointed, and he's like, fuck, I'm like, yeah, that rings a bell. For 4 years of my kid's life, I guess they thought that I was constantly disappointed in them, and I wasn't. I'm still proud of them and everything they did down in Texas. They were doing great. We moved back up here. Grades fell off a bit. I mean, there's a lot behind that, but now they're both adults. My youngest just turned 18. She's already had a job. She's looking for another now. Like, she just wants to go to school, work, and move out here in a few months. Like that, I'm so proud of that. Instead of just wanting to exist in my house and mooch off mom and dad, she's like, "Nah, don't buy me shit, dad." Fucking, I allow her to cuss too. She goes, "No, fucking save your money. You're moving, and I need to get off my ass and go find a job." Shit, she sounds like me. Nah.
Is there anything you want to wrap up with?
No. Like, I'm really happy that we went into parenting and kids and stuff like that, and then we had a nice conversation about counsel. Without these honest conversations, though, like candid, honest, upfront, unprepared conversations, I don't think we can really start making progress in anything. Because if you have to script everything, or if you have to, I'm only going to talk on these subjects and not talk on things that are more personal to us, then we don't really get an actual feeling for things, especially our audience. I love seeing their honest and candid reactions.
Me too.
Because it makes me think about what I'm saying and what I'm doing and what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Well, today it made me feel like I'm not the only one that got beat when they was growing
up. My dad played psychological warfare with me and muscle warfare. Shit. Yeah. I'm going to go home and talk with his ashes now. Like, I'm glad you didn't beat me, but God damn it, I wish you would have beat me. Man, my muscles still hurt some days.
Man, some of those beatings I remember. Some of those spankings, I ain't going to say like, some of them, it's like, I remember one time, I'm gonna be done with it after this. I'll never forget it. I was in the band in the 9th grade, and something had happened in the boys' bathroom, so they locked the door. So the boys were like changing in the girls' bathroom, and the girls were changing in a different bathroom.
Okay.
So I got my girlfriend at the time and her friend bust in the bathroom on me while I was in the bathroom. Now I was fully dressed, but we come out the bathroom and
someone thinks something happened.
Yeah, so they just so happened to tell my dad. And so I get in the car after we had after we performed or whatnot. He picked me up that night. He was like, so my dad was like, "So you screwing in the bathroom at school?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And so like I really wasn't. By now this is 30 years later, I'd have said, "Yeah, I was doing it," but no, I wasn't doing it. And so it was funny because after I graduated, I'm like, "Dad, that time that I had just got a pair of, it wasn't Jordans, it was like some Air Max or something." And he hit me, he really beat me with my shoes and tore up my shoes. Like I couldn't wear them no more. Like he like they was, So he was like, "So what? You deserved it. You did something else. Like I'm sure you did. You got away with something. So I got you for that." And I'm like, "Really? That's what you ain't gonna?
Yeah,
you ain't gonna apologize for the, But yeah, I just had to,
Yeah, no. I mean, I remember graduating high school, my dad crying because he didn't graduate high school. He dropped out, went to the oil fields, got his GED, joined the Navy. And, that was basically the end of his educational career. He had a little bit of college after.
What does GED stand for? Because I know I've been saying
general
good enough diploma
education
for years.
General education diploma.
Yeah, I've been saying good enough diploma for years. I know that's not what it stands for. I just be like,
yeah. But I think that day he was driving me to Bisbee with a couple of my friends for my graduation. Was the first day he gave me a cigarette. Mind you, I'd been smoking before that and he hated it, but I'm like, "Dad, I'm nervous. Can I have one?" He's like, "Never let me see you do this again."
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It is nice talking about our parents and how things have changed between us. I think if we can keep up on this path, at least with our kids, I don't know about the city of Flint. We have to see how, seats change, but there might be some glimmer of hope as long as we can actually keep being honest with our kids, but separate being a parent and being a friend.
Yeah, you definitely can't be you can be, you can be cool, but I tell my son all the time, like, I ain't trying to be your friend. I'm trying to make sure that you become more successful than me. I want, I'm trying to raise you to be a better human being than I am. So I'm not trying to be your friend. Like, so if I come off a little bit rough sometimes, it's because I'm you mess it up. You know what I mean? I want you to be as close to perfect as possible. And I know that can't be, but I don't want it to be because I didn't do my part.
There you go. Graduate equivalent.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Jeff. I know I for years I've been saying that, and I know it was wrong.
Good enough diploma. Yep.
Yeah, I've been saying good enough.
Look,
diploma.
that's what the Army told me. I was one of the high school graduates, so I didn't care. Hey, you got your good enough diploma? No, I graduated. Yeah. Fuck you, smart guy.
I just, when I don't know what something means, and that's kind of stupid to me. I can just go look it up. I can just ask Siri right now, but I just been saying it for years. Just like, rap group from Flint, DFC. I used to always call them Dayton Family Cousins, but I know that's not their names. But I'm just like, yeah, DFC, Dayton Family Cousins. Anyway, but
no, that should be about time to pull us out.
Yeah, I'll see y'all and come back on when at 5:00. Me and Carol will be on. Yeah, but y'all know Carol ain't gonna let me talk, so I'll be on looking at.
You can see his face. He talked to this show, so now you can see his face.
I had to get it all out before Carol come. I ain't gonna be able to,
She's gonna go.
Hey, but y'all better not tell her though. Do not tell her that I said that.
She's probably watching right now.
No, I think she's at work. No, she might be off work right now.
Even if she is at work, she's got her phone off to the side while she's got an AirPod in.
Carol too old school. She ain't got no AirPod.
Shit. She's gonna beat you today before that camera comes on.
She doesn't have an iPhone.
Okay, I got Raycons for my Android here.
Oh, you got Android too?
Yeah.
Oh man,
I prefer usability over fucking style and whatever.
My bad. Okay. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all in a few.
Later.